and good morning. Just the other day I did a video of of building a Harley Benson style JA kit straight out the box to playing it, to show how easy it was to just make one of the kit guitars. I discovered from that I quite enjoyed sitting in a shed waffling to myself. So I thought what I'd like to do is do a few more videos, starting with capturing where I actually came from, why I've ended up building Jaguar style kits from a box. So I thought I would just do a little anthology of where I come from with guitars. So to start off with, I'm not a professional luthier. I've always done it as an amateur thing. I built my first guitar about 30 odd years ago, 1994, and then a few others since then. It came about from, I originally was a graphic designer and illustrator and worked with my dad for about 10 years. For various reasons that came to an end and I had a period of unemployment, at which point I was given a guitar, which I think I'll mention in another video, and my lodger kind of lent me that to learn guitar on, to give me something to occupy my brain when I wasn't working and trying to find some work. Off the back of that, I got given a massive lump of mahogany, and I acquired a broken kind of Fender style guitar. So I thought, in my infinite wisdom, because I couldn't play the Les Paul copy that Ivan had given me, and it was all due to the neck being too big and my hands being too small, and it'd be really good if I just built myself a guitar. You know, not having done any carpentry woodwork or knowing how to play a guitar or even how to build a guitar, in my hubris, I thought, yeah, I can do that. And to my credit, I did. So my guitar fetishing really came about from my lodger Ivan giving me his Japanese black Les Paul copy, which will feature in another video. That led me on to building my first guitar. So, as I mentioned, it was a whacking great big lump of mahogany. So this is a through the neck guitar. It's not bolted on, it's beautifully carved, if I do say so myself. That's one complete piece. So this started off, as I said, the neck was very thin. It had a humbucker and 2 single coils taken out of a broken, I think it was a Jackson Strat style guitar, and I built it. I was very proud of it. Looked fantastic. The neck felt like you're ramming your fingers into a drawer full of sharp knives. The nut wasn't in the right position, and I could never intonate or tune the thing up properly, so it never played properly, and sat on the wall for 20 odd years looking great, whilst I tried various attempts at learning the guitars that I had, using, you know, Les Paul copy and another guitar that I acquired in '95. So this really was unplayable and sat on the wall for, as I said, a good 20 odd years. I disappeared out of anything to do with art and worked in telecoms for 25 years, and decided that I was desperately uncreative and wasn't very happy not doing anything kind of arty or building anything. So I thought, I really enjoyed building that guitar. Although it wasn't a success, I'm wondering whether, you know, I could actually make one a little bit better. interestingly, in that kind of period that's gone by, when I built this guitar, people just kind of looked at me as if I was very weird and thought, why would you do that? There was no help about, there were no websites, there were no forums, there certainly wasn't things like Anderton and all the other different shops that you can go to, Gear for Music, Reverb. None of these forums. It was basically people thought you were completely mad. You went and bought guitars, you didn't build them, and so I didn't get a very positive response in starting that from people. To be honest with you, probably made me a bit more determined to build it. When I came around to building this one, the landscape had changed. The people were falling over themselves. You know, it couldn't be more helpful. Kit guitars have arrived by that point. Parts were, you know, easily obtainable. Ready-made necks. Blank barrels you could buy, so the whole industry had completely changed, and it's now wide open for any numpty to come in and whop a guitar together, hence why I'm now doing it. So this was a kind of my youngest child was showing an interest in guitars, in the guitars I had, so I thought, well, I fancy trying to build one, so I'll build, you know, use them as an inspiration and build one for them. And I was kind of lacking inspiration, so I just thought I'd use my initials, Adam Beasley, to kind of base the design around. And what I was interested in was how small I could actually get the guitar, how kind of lightweight, and it was always meant to be a lap guitar. You would just sit on your lap and away you go. And this neck, it was a bought neck. In actual fact, thinking about it now, I did rather well in buying this neck, because I've not done anything to it like I normally do with my guitars now, and it actually feels quite nice. It's a modern C shape, which was always, and this was a big square paddle thing that I kind of carved the A into. And it makes a noise, and we can make a noise with it. Get that back there, turn that up there. There you go. My kind of favourite tune for all the guitars at the moment, like this amp. Yeah, is that. The action on this is horrendous, and that's limited by this pickup up here, so I didn't actually give the angle of the neck. Didn't give enough angle, so it's got quite a high action up here. But you know, second guitar ever built, so you live and learn. So I went from that, which I think I built in about 2018, and gave to my youngest, who then promptly decided that they didn't want to play guitar anymore, and consequently never really played it. So this was made up of about the cheapest parts I could find. The wood came from a scrap bin in B&Q for £18. All the little hardware bits were bought off of the internet, and also the main neck was bought off the internet. And I have no idea, but for some reason people have given me spare parts before I was even doing this, so oddly enough I have the tuners. And this came together, I think, for less than £100, I think it was. But it worked, and it was usable, so I thought I would go back to doing one from scratch again, but with all the parts that are kind of now available in the market since the market had changed. So as I said, this was built for my youngest, and this one was kind of meant to be my little laptop playing guitar, practice guitar. So I then went on to build this one. And again, along the themes of I was wanting a lap guitar, to practice at home, you know, a hero in your own living room type thing. I've got some very nice locking tuners, but I mean the hardware on this is actually ridiculous, really good, apart from the, oddly enough, plastic nut. The neck was a blank, the fretboard was a blank, so everything, so the neck was carved out by me, the back was all carved. I mean it's a fairly simple carve, there's a little bit of a comfort carve here, picking that up so it doesn't dig into your ribs as it's sat there. It's deliberately square on there so it doesn't roll off. And I chose some kind of nice, these are very close to kind of TV Jones style type pickups, nice good humbuckers, got some depth to them and a bit of flashy gold hardware. And obviously locking nuts and a brass plate at the back. I can't remember why I did that, but I quite like it. There was a reason, but it has escaped me. I think I did something wrong on the back and I had to kind of cover it up. Happy mistakes. Okay, so plug this little beauty in. Give it some volume, there we go. Sound. Makes rude noises, which I quite like. So they were the three. Shot on it as well. The back plate was built by me, so that was. This is 100% kind of me. And that was basically the first three guitars that that kind of got me starting to build and get me into actually doing guitars properly. So off the back of those three guitars, I actually, oddly enough, ended up changing my career and working and supporting vulnerable adults in a workshop. And my work allowed me to build some kit guitars for the staff and a couple of external clients. And I discovered the virtues of kit guitars. There's a wide variety of them, but I'm nowhere near as snobbish towards them as I was when I first built this one here. In actual fact, when I was building these two, I was kind of the mind of, oh, I'm not going to build a Stratocaster or a Telecaster style or a Gibson double cut, because, you know, the market's flooded with those, everyone's got those, everyone's seen those, what's the point in copying them? But I've flipped my mind. And you know, people enjoy those guitars. The reason why they're popular is because, you know, it's what people like, and there aren't that many people out there who like to be swimming against the stream. And most people like to go with the general flow and trends of things. So through work, I discovered these kit guitars, a couple of unnamed brand Chinese ones, some Gearfy Music ones, and you know, they're reasonably good quality. Pewaffle wood, I think it was. I think it's called Pewaffle. Really weird, lightweight wood. In actual fact, all the kits, so the five that I built at work, although they came from different companies, was actually the same kit, just branded differently for different people. Two of the kits didn't have a carved headstock on it, and had to have the headstocks cut. Two of them had pre-cut headstocks. The quality, they're okay. They make a good sound, but I mean that's mainly down to your amp, the sound is, but it thumped out a noise, and it got a nice resonance to it actually. But the wood's so soft, you can dig into it with your fingernail quite easily, or even by accident. So I'd imagine if you tried to go gigging with those ones, they'd fall apart really, and everything would fall out of them. But through doing those and starting to watch other people's YouTube videos, fantastic people like Ben Crow or Paul Richards from Mile Studios, I kind of started to learn and heard about Harley Bensons. So again, through work, I got to do a review video about how good a Harley Benson was, and I personally bought a Harley Benson, was it 550? Yeah, 552. Their Les Paul copy, and it's brilliant. It's £250, and I couldn't fault it. So I thought I would try their kits. And again, really nice, good, solid-bodied, reasonable quality. All of their kits. I think the most expensive kit they got is £150, which is a kind of jazz style guitar with hollow body with F holes in it. Very pretty looking thing. And so through kind of buying the Harley Benson and doing a review video, I thought I'd try the kits. I was in a position to get 6 of them, so I could try out the Telly, the Strat, the Jazz, Jaguar style one, the Jazz guitar, and a Gibson double cut, as well as a kind of PRS style one. And they've all been pretty good. I've built 4 of them. I'm in the process of building these 2, which I'll actually now record the finishing of building these through these little videos. But what I'll do is I'll bring this video to an end, and that's the kind of the genesis of where I started, and I've kind of oddly gone from building purely bespoke guitars through to kind of parts guitars and now down to kit guitars. So I've kind of maybe gone the other way to what a lot of other people do. But I think that the kit guitars just represent brilliant value for money. You end up with a lovely guitar, and it also means I can get several more than I would be on normal budget trying to build these things, and get a lot more experience of putting these things together, finishing them and setting them up. Because as much as it's enjoyable kind of creating unique and beautiful guitars, the time and money and effort that goes into actually building the necks and the bodies, commercial wise, is totally unviable. And from a learning stance, as I said, the amount of money I'd spend on that, I'd get probably 2 guitars built a year, whereas I've already been able to build 6 in 2025 from January. I ordered them in January. They arrived in February. I've built 4 already, and I've got 2 on the go now. And I just wouldn't have had the budget for doing the bespoke ones. So for the moment, my kind of bespoke one is journey is paused, and I'm doing these lovely ones. And I hope to build these, enjoy these, and then move these on to other guitar players, which will then give me some budget to actually maybe build either a bespoke one or some more kits. In my mind, it doesn't say we're going to go that way, but I've built a Jaguar kit out straight out of the box. I think I've built one where I've customised it and quite a work to it. I kind of niggling in my brain that I'll actually build a Jaguar style from scratch, so it's kind of do a kind of bespoke one, and actually I think I might even try and do one where it's through the neck and the strings are through the body, so very similar to this but in a Jag style body, with all the extra skills that I've now acquired, meaning that it will be a much more playable one. This one does now work. There are many things still wrong with it. It is gorgeous in my own opinion. It sounds great, but it doesn't play fantastic. It plays okay. It is playable. It would make a good slide guitar actually, to be honest with you, but I can't play slide guitar yet. That's enough of me waffling. Several more of these videos will be coming up. There's no schedule plan. I'm not a YouTube content creator. I am just doing this to waffle to myself in my shed, and may anybody else enjoy it for some strange reason. And I will see you in the next video.